365 cut. These are the meaningless ramblings of a Scottish we-done whore and a pissy ex-video store clerk. Their ongoing mission is to set right the movie wrongs. They're gonna need a bigger podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the 365 Flicks podcast does Road to Infinity War. Yeah. This is Captain America Civil War. What a movie. Again, Kev, we are not alone.
No, we're not.
No, we are not.
We are too lazy to do this alone.
Because tonight we are joined by star of the upcoming movie Black Site, Kris Johnson. Kris, welcome to 365 again.
Good evening, guys. How are you?
I am very well.
And also, quick mention, because the trailer dropped about an hour and a half ago. I think they dropped a teaser trailer for 24 little hours, didn't they?
They did. So that's why we were just a couple of minutes late.
Yeah.
My phone sort of run out of battery with the notification. So, yeah, that's just dropped tonight. That's really excited about that one as well. It's a busy year.
I've not had a chance to catch that trailer yet because I've literally been trying to set all this up. But as soon as we're done, I'm going to go and watch it.
Yeah, we'll have a look, definitely.
I've been on it, Diane, for about 2 weeks. Like, are we getting this trailer or what? Give me this trailer.
I know, where is it? Yeah, it's very teasy. Yeah.
Oh, so we're not getting told anything then.
You get a good gist of it. I mean, I've seen a couple of teasers lately that are about 10 seconds long. It's longer than that. I think you get about a minute out of it. It's
nice. I'm looking forward to checking that one out as well. But how are you, Kris?
Watch 24 little hours. That's a belt.
It looks it. All the set photos look really good. I was like, it's a cut above from Landscape of Lies, which was Paul's last movie. Just from the set photos, it looks. And that was 8 weeks from script to finished product.
Yeah, which honestly, I mean, how they've done it, it's himself, Damian Morley, Danny Young's in there as well, and Paul's wife, Diane. They've just set up a great, tight little team. And they knew what they wanted to do. They knew how to do it. Putting it into practice is a different story. But they pulled it off. I'd noticed them before. Landscape of Lies. I think this is a lot more sort of Paul's actual project. He has a lot. This is a lot more his idea, a lot more to say on the story, etc. So I think he's a lot more excited to get this done. And obviously the delays and the dramas of the last one. But they got it done so quickly. They quickly cast somebody that I'd always wanted to work with as well. So that kind of sealed it with me with Danny Midwinter. I'd worked with him when I was just starting out, and he sort of took me to the side, out of all these sort of, wannabes that were on set alongside me, and just sort of took me aside and said, "Look, I think you've got something about you.
Nice.
I think this is what you should do. Stop doing this, and this is what you need to do. Go away. And, it doesn't matter about the level of it. Learn your trade. Learn how to play different characters. Learn how to adapt, parts of your life into it." And that's what I wanted to do. And I went and, picked up the shortest films, the Greenwich Film Festival kids that were coming out of the universities and tapping them up for roles that I wanted to play on a bigger scale. So to him to pull me out and give me that sort of time to speak to me, to see the opportunity to play a lead alongside him, I chased the casting director. They didn't come after me. I went after them. I phoned up she'd never heard of me. I've added her on Facebook, messaged her, emailed her, sent her 2 videos, and then they came back 3 days later. So you got it.
Definitely
nice. Yeah. That's what you want.
My only
cheeky.
My only problem though, I did see a picture. I'm sure you had a man bun. What's that all about?
Oh no.
Do you know what? That was my girlfriend's decision.
Oh,
right. It was right. I said I can't wear a man bun because I hate them too, but this suits it. And so I did it, and I sent a picture of it, obviously, to the director, to run everything that I was having ideas. The coat was a must for me.
Yeah.
That shearling coat, I just felt that as soon as I saw him, that's what he was going to wear. But I knew the beard was going to be there, but I just didn't know what to do with the hair because it was still quite long, and I was going to shave it all off. I was going to go skinhead for this. And the missus decided, maybe that's what it was. She stopped me from going skinhead by giving me a man bun. But I sent the picture to Paul, and he loved it. So that was it. I had a man bun.
So that was your fault.
Pretty much.
Oh,
the missus.
man.
I like to blame the missus, really.
That's terrible.
Dear me. I'm upset.
Why would you do that to yourself?
I don't know.
But
I like to think the character's nasty enough for you not to mention the man bun to him, though. So
well,
he gets away with it in this, I think.
To be fair, I don't think I'd mention the man bun to you anyway from some of the other from some of the other
You don't
projects.
have to worry about me, boys. With the jacket on, the coat works with the man bun. Trust me. But without the coat, I don't think I could pull it off.
Couldn't walk around in an Adidas tracksuit and a man bun.
No.
Right, man. So that's awesome. That's a nice little gentle insertion into the episode.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do with these episodes, Chris, is we're basically going to go through the Civil War movie. We're not going to go too deep into it. We just kind of, Chris will go through the plot and we'll pick up the bits that we like, we don't like, things that work, things that didn't work, and just, I don't know, wing it.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, it's one of those films. I'm not. I can never be religious with things like with character names and things like that.
Yeah.
I just like what I like. It's the same as with music. I like what I like. Superhero movies have been an addiction of mine since a very young child. Since Christopher Reeve,
Nice.
changed it all, and I still watch those movies with just the same as enjoyment as I did back then, even the terrible ones. So. It's carried on from then, and some of the superhero movies we had before, from the Fantastic Fours, and I felt they worked, and I thought they were too jokey. I like the way it's gone, and I'm very much into it. That's the thing is, me and my son. I have a son, Casey, who's 11 now, and that's our thing. We go to the cinema and we watch these Avenger movies every time they come out, and this was definitely the most enjoyable one. Almost. Well, almost the best one.
Yeah, you kind of jumped on this one very quickly, which I was really happy to see. Like, I put out the call that we were going to be doing this, and to be honest, I thought maybe 3 people we'd be like, oh, I'll take that one, and then Chris...
Everybody wanted it, yeah.
Everybody just jumped in.
I mean, you talking to me, I'm nervous talking to you guys. You're the big guys here. In fact, I've called you, so...
Yeah, he did. We can put that on our resume now. Huh? Kris Johnson called us. But yeah,
I wouldn't stop calling until we did the episode,
or until the connection held. But before we jump into it, a couple of little numbers for us, because this was another 1 billion, over the 1 billion mark movie for Marvel.
Rightly so.
400,000 in the domestic, which is in America, because this website's pants. Although Aaron Goodmiller did tell me how to get the UK domestic grosses.
He did.
I'm just too lazy to do it.
That'd be fine.
Is this their highest grossing one, was it?
Not quite, no. Well, to be fair, Black Panther's obliterated that now.
Yeah.
So,
Still, before this, before Black Panther, it was still Avengers Assemble, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was still the first one, yeah. So it was 408,000 domestic, and it took 1.1 billion worldwide, which is...
Not that much.
Oh, not that much. It's a small chunk of change. Pocket money for Mickey Mouse, I suppose. But, yeah, that is pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
As I say, this was the first one. I mean, not the first one. I mean, we've been to see them all, but this was the one I remember. It just stuck out with it. I've got a thing with the Captain America side of it anyway. Although I've got a love-hate relationship with Captain America, really.
Well, we were going to be diving into that, because you did send us a little cheeky Facebook chat message, which kind of blew my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
And we actually mentioned it on the first Avenger episode. We didn't mention you by name, but we said somebody who's coming up may have been in this movie. So why don't you just start by telling us a little bit about that?
Yeah. It was literally one of the first things I ever did. Met an agent friend. They said, "Oh, we can get you stuff," and they sent me down to this cast, and it had a code. They all have code names when you're going for this sort of thing. So you never know what you're going for. And I was going for I wanted to go as Hydra. I was going as a Hydra soldier, but you had to be 6'4", and I was like 2 inches too short.
Oh, come on!
No, I know, gutted, right? But they said, "Oh, but we want you to be an American GI," and I was like, "Oh, what? Yeah, great, fantastic." So they took us all down there. We found out the day before what it was, and it was like Captain America. Wow, And then we was like, well, who's Captain America then? Because we didn't know then. He hadn't done anything. And we got told, it's Chris Evans. But straight away, obviously, he's
Torch Boy.
Yeah, he's Torch Boy. He's a fantastic boy. That's not right. Also, they said he's only done it. They think they've only gone for him because he's signed up for 8 movies. Oh, God. Now, instantly, I thought, oh, my God, 8, you're kidding me. What an absolute joke this is going to be. Anyway, yeah, give me the role. I'm in. So we turned up and we straight away realised, I literally walked onto set as this American GI with all costumes set up, had our makeup done, very good. And there's about 100 of us all dressed, and we walk out and this fella just stood to the right of me. You have to pick this name up in a minute when I've dropped it. So I looked to the right of me and I just sort of recognised this old fella, short guy. And I was like, and you go, who's that? I recognise him. I really recognise him. I kept looking at him and I thought, I must know him. And just before I luckily said, all right, mate, it's Tommy Lee Jones.
Nice.
And I was like, Jesus. So it's that scene where they're all outside and Captain America's come out and he's dancing with the girls, but it's the last dancing girls sort of scene where he's been doing the tour. He stops and it's all Americans, or soldiers. It's in Italy. And we're in Farnham in Surrey. The same forest where they filmed Gladiator, the first fight, Gladiator. In exactly the same area. And I'm right there. They get a director grab me and put me right at the front there in the American GI. So I got to say, what was the line? It was
just send the girls back on or something, wasn't it?
Bring out the girls.
Bring out the girls.
And then a guy next to me throws a tomato at him and he stops with his shield. But yeah, that was my baptism into it. And obviously, the movie was huge. Yeah. So I had a bit of a. You feel like you have a bit of an affinity with it. That was part of it before anybody even knew that movie was coming. So. Yeah, this one was my favourite, and as soon as it was Captain America, I had to grab you.
Was you doing the David Prowse thing and giving spoilers, or was you keeping it all to yourself?
Do you know what? We didn't get to see anything. I've got to tell you, we were all on. You get decent money for those movies, even as a background artist, and they had us over 100 of us there for about 5 days, all of our travel taken in. And they used us for about an hour on the last day.
Wow.
They fed us, 3 meals a day. We were put into costume, makeup every day. But we basically just sat around on tanks reading the newspaper.
Nice.
That's awesome, isn't it?
Is that your dream?
Great gig.
Sit in a tank drinking coffee.
Just be an extra on a Marvel movie.
Just be an extra all day.
I would take it. I'd be
Then the last day came, we thought, well, they're not going to use us. And literally about 4 or 5 hours before we were all supposed to get back on the buses, they went, right, go. We were, oh, God, Jesus. We all ran in and sat down and he did his scene.
Nice.
Sweet.
That's a good story. That's a really cool story. I like that a lot. So, Chris, do you want to take us into the episode proper and give us the rundown on the plot?
Let's go for it, although you've missed something, Kev, haven't you?
What have I missed?
Where's everybody been at going into this movie?
Oh, right, yeah. Well,
come on now.
Chris, don't...
What's this?
Professionals here.
Yeah, okay, that's my part of the episode, I suppose. Mm-hmm. So, the thing that I've missed... But I haven't missed because I'm going to edit this, so it'll seem fluid.
You've saved it, no one's noticed. Go on.
Should leave it in.
So basically, we like to quickly mention before we go into the plot where everybody was when this movie was coming out, sort of like looking forward to. You've kind of already mentioned it a little bit, but we'll just go quickly around the table and sort of like when the movie was first coming, way back when, where were we? Well, not where were we, but how were we feeling about the franchise? And because you're an arsehole, I'll let you start.
I really can't remember, to be honest. I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait for this movie. It had Spider-Man in it.
Well, that was the thing. You got that last trailer just before it was coming out when Spidey showed up, and that was like, I'm in. Yeah. That was you.
Spider-Man, I'm in. I was already looking forward to it. Yes.
Because I'd spotted the lad in the tsunami movie. What's it called?
That is.
The Impossible.
Yeah.
The Impossible.
Exactly.
And I thought he was just fantastic. Yeah. I really did. Yeah. I thought he was so strong. And you know when you spot somebody, you go, he's going to be big. Yeah. He's going to go for it. This guy, watch out for this lad. And when I found, people when they first found out he was Spider-Man, I think they was too young and. I just knew he was perfect. I knew he had the acrobat side of it as well. I knew he'd done dance and things like that.
Yeah, he was
he'd been Billy Elliot.
Yeah, on the stage.
He'd been West End Billy Elliot. He knew what this kid was already made for it. To be honest, and I thought the fella before. I'm terrible with names.
Andrew Garfield.
Garfield just almost killed the franchise for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just.
Although, to be fair,
I know that might be controversial. I just didn't like the cockiness. He was the scenes where he's going into another movie. The scenes where he's pinning the bad guy to the wall with the webs. Yeah. That was almost like Superman flicking the peanuts. In, the bad guy. I just couldn't get it. I said, well, what's happened then? What's happened? Is he a bad guy now? And I just didn't get it. I thought it was way too cocky, way too. But I thought he's nailed it now. Absolutely nailed it.
I've never. Nobody's ever used the flicking the peanuts. I love that. That's such an obscure reference.
But you understood it.
Oh yeah, it's just quite it's left field, and I love it. Yeah, we had a running thing when we heard that Spider-Man was coming to the MCU. We kept talking about it on the podcast. Who do we want? Who do we want? And I think I was Asa Butterfield all the way. Like, I really wanted Asa Butterfield, and Chris was all the way. He was like, no, Tom Holland, and he's perfect. He is brilliant.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't ahead of the game enough to call for him as Spider-Man. I was just in the game when he was when he was announced. But and I think the way they introduced him was amazing. It was brilliant. We got to see, and then obviously going back to it was brilliant. But I've got let's talk this Civil War, because I have a couple of points with this anyway.
Come on then, Chris.
Let's go.
Okay, I'll ask you both a question. In this movie, are you Team Iron Man or Team Cap?
I'm Team Iron Man all the way.
I'm Team Cap all the way.
You're just saying that,
okay.
No, I'm Team Cap, and I'll tell you for why. The last movie, Avengers Age of Ultron, and it was only when doing this rewatch, this whole Road to Infinity Wars, I truly think that Tony Stark is the bad guy in Avengers Age of Ultron.
No.
He's the biggest douchebag. He makes all the mistakes, and he continues to make them, even though he knows he's made the mistakes. So Civil War doesn't happen if Tony just learns from his first mistake in Avengers Age of Ultron.
So you're saying gung-ho-ness. So you're not buying the scene where he's talking about the young boy and he's all sorrowful over it. You're not buying that.
That's pure bollocks, because we've already had his redemption arc in Iron Man 3, and he's all cool with who he is now. And then all of a sudden, because some kid that he didn't even know was crushed by a whole city.
Also, because he's had his redemption arc, he's going to go meh.
Well, so the MCU from now on is always going to be Tony's redemption arc. I'm sick of it.
He's upset because a kid got killed. He can
redeem himself so many times. You're saying.
Well, exactly.
See, now my problem with it, I'm Team Cap. No, sorry, I'm Iron Man. I'm Iron Man.
Oh.
I'm Iron Man because nothing to do with the two of them. It's way deeper than that, I think.
I like it. Go on.
I think this is almost a kind of... It's like America justifying what they do. That's what it's like to me.
Yeah.
It's like... Iron Man sitting there going, look, you can't really do that. You have stepped in. You can't just go around gung-ho, shooting people, sort of doing what you want. Well, hey, collateral damage happens, guys, right? You can't... That's the American view. So if you're okay, well, you can't just keep bombing. Well, innocent children will die, guys. That's going to happen, and that's America's motto, man. And it's. I feel like, Captain America, fucking right. That's what he wants to do. That because that's what he is. He's already got them to go to war twice. I think, hasn't he? So far, he was part of the propaganda to get them to go in the Second World War. He's almost part of the propaganda still.
Oh, nice, deep.
Oh, that is a deep cut.
I like it. Well, if you think about it, the opening of the movie, which we'll get to in a second, is all the destruction in that, and it does kind of feel like the start of Team America, where Paris is ruined, and they go, "It's okay, guys. The good guys are here."
But then again, that is the flip to Avengers of Age of Ultron, when Iron Man was that character all the way through. He was the let's put a suit of armor everywhere in the world. That is like what the Americans want to do. But then because they don't want Tony to look like an asshole again, they make Cap look like an asshole. So I'm all Cap, Team Cap.
Cap does look like an asshole a lot, though.
He does in this movie, and I've never realised it until the latest rewatch. And I was like, yeah, Cap does come across as a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bit with the pen where Tony tries, he gives him his dad's pen. He's like, for God's sake, sign the damn thing. And he's just, I would have punched him in his perfect teeth as well.
That's probably that scene there is probably the only bit I don't really like. That's like a scene. Can we get you all in for the day to try and explain something that we forgot?
Yeah,
to put in. That's like, we need to get you around the table because there's a few plot holes in this. That's what that scene felt like to me. It was a filler. Very quickly let's literally drip feed, force feed this plot down, because I'm not quite sure anybody's going to understand why you're doing it. And I wouldn't be surprised if that scene was shot last.
Add on
a Marvel reshoot.
Buck, do you remember me?
Your mom's name was Sarah. You used to wear newspapers in your shoes.
You're a wanted man.
I don't do that anymore.
Well, the people who think you did are coming right now. And they're not planning on taking you alive.
Captain, while a great many people see you as a hero, there are some who'd prefer the word vigilante. You've operated with unlimited power and no supervision. That's something the world can no longer tolerate.
I know how much Bucky means to you. Stay out of this one, please.
Right, so let's get into this movie. So it opens up in 1991 in a Hydra base. We see Ducky.
Ducky.
That's the first one. That's the first fuck up of the episode.
Yep.
Awesome. Bucky getting triggered, and he's about to go on an assassination. We see a car crashing, and Bucky brings back some gloop.
Some blue gloop. I see a note there.
Don't look at my notes.
Can we quickly mention the titles of the countries that Marvel is like shouting at you? You're in Cuba!
Yeah, that annoys you, doesn't it?
It's crazy how big those title shots are.
I don't get how much that annoys you.
It takes up the whole screen.
It's just the style of the fucking thing.
It's like,
Do you not like the names that they come up? Do you like the Sokovias and the Wakandas? And
it's mental.
There's nothing wrong with it.
A little subtle title card in the corner, in the middle, wherever you want. But like, you've got 1991, present day, Cuba, wherever. It's like, oh, come on, you're shouting at me now. And
I get you.
And it's all caps lock as well, which annoys me. But, okay.
Wow.
How do you feel about Winter Soldier, the guy playing him?
I love Sebastian Stan.
Yeah, I think he's great.
He's phenomenal.
I think actually I like a good piece of casting that one myself.
Yeah, I'm kind of because obviously we've had the news this week. I wouldn't necessarily say it's news because, as you said before, Chris Evans was only contracted for so many.
Yeah,
but he's come out now and he's like, yeah, after Avengers 4, that's me done, kind of thing. I'm really hoping they pass that mantle on to Bucky.
Apparently that has been done in the comics.
It's been done in the comic books, and
is that right? I didn't know that. I didn't know that he did that.
They've foreshadowed it about 3 or 4 times so far with him catching the shield, holding the shield, and it's like, come on, give us some Bucky as Cap. I'd be into that.
Yeah, okay.
I'd be with that. Yeah. So Bucky brings back some blue gloop. We go present day, and it's Lagos, Kev.
Lagos!
The Avengers are on a mission to take down Crossbones.
Yeah.
So what do we think of Crossbones?
I think it's a waste. It's a waste.
It's a waste of character. I suppose, he could still come back.
It's a waste of character. It's a waste of Frank Grillo, who's awesome in everything ever.
They're feeding us something there, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Future?
Well,
possibly.
They kind of blow him up, don't they?
Yeah, he gets pretty well blown up.
I've got completely confused in the scene you're talking about there. Okay, not
where
with
the
Bucky.
Avengers are on their mission.
No, we're past Bucky. Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
You know when they're in was it where do they go? Lagos. And then the vans explode into the whatever the place is, and somehow Falcon totally loses count of how many bad guys there are.
Yeah.
Not too keen on Falcon either.
Nah, I really liked him in Winter Soldier, and I don't get on with him in this film.
It's trying to it's almost turning into a slight comedy role, and
yeah.
they're forcing him in a little bit. I mean, this, the scene where they get to the airport, which is probably the best scene that they've done. I think.
Yeah.
His is the weakest part, I believe. I think
he's very much turning into Don Cheadle's roadie in this one. Yeah, and we don't
get me started on Don Cheadle.
We'll get there.
Oh, we will get there. We will get there. So Crossbones is after a deadly disease, so the Avengers are trying to stop him. So we get they're crashing the building. They're trying to take down Crossbones before he can escape with the disease. We get a nice moment with Scarlet Witch by just using her handy mojo thing to take the poison outside into the air.
We were talking about Crossbones. That's what I was saying. Yeah. That scene was used purely for what's her name? Wanda. Is it Wanda?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. For the future, he was almost sacrificed for that storyline.
Yeah, to give you the whole how they just cause nothing but destruction, and which they.
I don't like her character either.
I'm not big on Scarlet Witch.
Just purely because you picture that on set. That must be very difficult for her to do and not feel ridiculous.
On the Ultron episode that we did, I did mention that she was on Graham Norton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was speaking about how when they were on set and Joss Whedon was going, right, just do this with your hands. And she was like, I feel like a moron. He goes, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
You know, it's great. Obviously, it looks great, but that's all I'm picturing. Is going, oh my god, really? What? I've got to try and make this look as creative as possible. You know.
Do you think Benedict Cumberbatch has that same problem now?
Oh, he's going like that, isn't he? Yeah.
I thought he was amazing. I loved him. Love him. There's a little bit of Benedict in me, I think, in Black's Eye, I like to think. But go on.
Oh, nice.
Well.
Nice.
So where are we up to? So Scarlet Witch gets rid of the poison. We get a couple of nice Black Widow moments in this sort of opening segment. There's a cool moment where she's on top of the tank.
Yep.
And Crossbones throws a grenade into the tank, and she thingies two soldiers in front of her to stop the explosion. That's badass.
Well, to be fair, in the Winter Soldier, Avengers: Age of Ultron, she couldn't do much because she was heavily pregnant at the time. So now they're giving her a lot of meaty action moves in this film.
I mean, I know she's got the stunt double, but I know also she does a lot, doesn't she? She does a lot of the stuff there. I mean, that's a really cool scene as well. Now, when they do concept stuff like that, somebody's sitting down in the room and they've really gone through about how they're going to do that and achieve that and make it impactful for the audience. I love scenes like that. The way she runs into fellas and takes them on
There's another scene coming up that's even better for me.
Which is in the market town.
Yes, that's up there. Right. That's up there with the best Jason Bourne scenes. It's just amazing, and it ends with
murdered by Falcon at the end of it. But carry on.
Yeah, well,
you're not a Falcon fan, are you?
What? A bit of hatred there, but before that we really get Crossbones is really taking it to the Avengers.
Yeah.
He's kicking the shit out of Cap. He's done that to Black Widow with the grenade in the tank.
Do you think they're trying to do a pre-story on him? Because he's pretty strong in that scene.
He is really strong in that, yeah. I mean, maybe
I don't understand why there might not be a pre-story something, maybe. They could do a spin-off.
I'd be okay with that.
I'd love to see it because, as I said before, Frank Grillo should just be in every movie ever.
Fair point.
I'm just a big fan of Frank Grillo. And
yeah, you are.
I kind of hoped he was going to get the Punisher role. But I mean, I'll take John Bernthal every day of the week, but I was hoping he would get that.
John Bernthal.
Oh, John Bernthal every day of the week. It's awesome.
Then we get the Market Square moment where Black Widow's taking them all on. She, the henchman is holding the vial of poison. She shoots the guy in the head, then does a proper Buffy. She catches the thing, then does a proper Buffy kip up to catch the vial of poison. I love that shit. That's awesome.
Cool little scene.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they kill the guys as well.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, because they haven't just rendered them unconscious. They kill those guys. I like that.
I think that's
more
a sign of,
it's more believable.
It's a sign of the Russo brothers. They kind of don't mind a bit of carnage, whereas I think when Joss was at the helm, and I'm not taking a pop at Joss before you have a go at us, when he was at the helm, he was a bit more reluctant to actually kill someone. Whereas the Russo brothers are like, you know what?
Shoot him in the fucking head.
We need to stop him. We need death, we need destruction, let's move the movie forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's and I think that's why they brought them back, because that's exactly what they're like. That works with these kind of movies. I think now they're not looking for, you're not looking for 8-year-olds. You want us watching it. We're going to the movies to watch it. And
Exactly.
It's my main thing that I'm sort of. I know Infinity Wars is going to be good because it's the Russo brothers, and I know they'll take the risk, and I know they'll go for it. Whereas I think anyone else, well, not anyone else, but most other directors would be like, let's just hold back a little bit. Let's hold back a bit. But we'll see.
Do you know if they're contracted for any more?
I know they've got the second part, because it was originally 2 pure parts.
Yeah, it's now Avengers 4, which I think is next year, isn't it?
Which they're doing that as well.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So they'll probably just go all out with this completely, won't they?
I hope so.
Hopefully, yeah. They need to. It's a big 10-year movie.
I still really want like the end sequence of Infinity War to just be all of them dead. just every one of them dead. And then start the next one with Doctor Strange bringing everyone back with his timey wimey.
Yeah, that's it. I love Doctor Strange as well. That's another one I enjoyed. Really enjoyed that. Completely different path. I enjoyed it. Yeah,
definitely.
So then we get Cap versus Crossbones. Cap has Crossbones beat, and then he gets distracted when Crossbones mentions Bucky.
Of course
he does. Otherwise, because the movie,
it's his boyfriend.
Yeah.
There's something going on there, right?
100%.
Totally, something happened between those two.
Well, they're at war and that. So
Bucky did like him some.
Be a nice twist.
It would, wouldn't it?
It would.
We just get like a broke back Bucky scene.
Yeah, we don't have to go there.
The end credit sequences are it's just a black scene and.
Oh, that's ridiculous! Oh, that's coming out.
Too far there for you, Kev. Sorry,
I'm going to edit that.
I don't think you should. I think you should leave that in.
I didn't need the visual. Right, so
okay then. So Crossbones has Cap beat. He's about to take him out with a grenade, but Scarlet Witch catches the explosion with her old thingy. She tries to lift it up into the air, but she loses control, and it takes out an entire building full of people. And that's our event. That's our big event that's going to kick off the rest of the movie,
including some Wakandans.
Yes.
Yes.
Aye. Apparently there were Wakandans there doing missionary work or something.
Yeah, because apparently they're everywhere.
Yeah. It's a bit racist.
Yeah, they did set that up quite well, actually. They do think of these. do you know what? That was when they'd already tried to go out and do the missionary work, hadn't they? Before he declared to go out and do that. So that's I get that's where they're there now.
I'll be completely honest with you. When I was rewatching the movie, that has always been something that kind of bothered me. Like that there's Wakandans in the building. I'm like, well, you haven't set that up at all, have you? But then when you watch Black Panther, it's like, actually, they did that. They had them out there.
Well, it's actually mentioned later on in Civil War that the bomb that Crossbones had was made of vibranium.
Yeah.
And that's why it was so powerful. So there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
So you could say it's their fault.
So that's as you say, that's the setup for this big battle that they all have in their heads over what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
You say Iron Man has his second redemption and second moment of guilt. But I agree with him. I think they are exactly right. They're not saying they're going to be completely. And Captain America goes a little bit NRA, if I'm honest.
He's an asshole.
Don't take our guns off us.
Well, of course. Why would you?
So then we cut to the Tony Stark flashback.
This is terrible.
De-aged Robert Downey Jr.
Were you not a little bit blown away when you saw him again as a youngster? A little bit?
No, it looks creepy. The Michael Douglas in Ant-Man looked way better. He did a way better job.
Michael Douglas works. I think this one, like you say, I don't know. I don't really want to see him before his coked out stages. Allegedly.
Is he too young there?
When I was rewatching it, the wife was in the living room as well, and she's sitting there and she's gone, so when was this filmed?
That's going to happen more and more. They're going to do that.
Oh, yes, sir.
They kind of have
back in as youngsters. Sean Connery, they want to do that with as well. I wonder how Robert Downey Jr. felt about that, watching that back. It must have been quite strange seeing himself like that.
He was looking at the screen going, you're going to get fucked up.
he's just looking at himself going, stay away from the coke, stay away from the coke.
Just say no.
And that's them building up that thing in his head again. This is this guilt thing, looking back to his father. But it's, you know,
I do like the scene as it plays out. Like what's going on in that scene, even though it's like a virtual reality thing. I like what's happening. I just think the CGI on de-aging him looks horrendous.
Yeah, the neck bit. Yeah, it sort of stops around the lower chin, doesn't it?
Yeah. Whereas when they did it with Michael Douglas and Ant-Man, I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, I'd hit that.
Wow. Okay. So as Kev mentioned, it's basically just a poor man's holodeck. Tony's at MIT, and he announces that he's funding every single student's project. Surely he would run out of money doing that.
Nah.
No?
It's Tony Stark.
Okay, alright, fair enough. We got a cheeky cameo from the principal from Community.
We do, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Love a bit of
Basically
Community.
playing the same guy.
That's the moment where they lost Gwyneth Paltrow for this movie, didn't they? When she was
Yeah.
on the pots.
She was supposed to be there, and it throws him when he's reading out the auto cue thing.
Do you think she was ever actually legitimately supposed to be there, though, and they just didn't pay her enough, or...?
I think they probably got her only for a certain amount of movies, and they don't want to use for that one just for that moment. Yeah,
I'll give you that.
Yeah, so Tony then at that point meets the grieving mother whose son died in Sokovia.
Yeah,
and it's the woman who was in Scrooged.
That's obscure. Scrooged.
What's wrong with Scrooged?
Nothing.
Which one from Scrooged?
You know well, she basically plays Jacob Marley. No, not Jacob Marley. Not fucking Jacob Marley. Bob Cratchit. She plays Bob Cratchit.
She plays a man.
She plays the Bob Cratchit character.
All right.
The downtrodden... Oh, shut up. Anyway, right, so the Wakandans are the ones who called for the Sokovia Accords, which I've never actually noticed before.
Yep.
Yeah.
King T'Challa?
T'Challa.
Is that his dad's name?
King T'Challa. King T'Challa. No.
Yeah.
King T'Challa.
That one.
And the other one.
His boy.
I've got a note. Yeah, now, so we go to Avengers HQ. Vision is now dressing like a geography teacher. What the fuck is that? You know what? I hate Vision in this movie.
He's terrible. He's terrible in this film.
I love Paul Bettany, but I don't like the character. I think sort of bypassed the fact that really, like, Iron Man's his dad as well. That's relationship
it's just terrible. I hope that Thanos kills him.
I hope Thanos kills them all, like I say.
Well, yeah.
But Falcon's gone, I'm telling you, Falcon's gone.
100%.
Opening scene.
I honestly, I'll give you my theory on the opening scene of Avengers Infinity War when we get to the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we have General Ross there.
Yep. Good to see him back.
Yeah, good to see him back from The Incredible Hulk. So he is telling them about the premise of the Sokovia Accords. It means that the Avengers won't be sent into action unless a big council decides to send them. So Iron Man, we kind of go back and forward here. Iron Man's point is that they need to be reined in, they need to be put in check. And Cap says that the council, what if they need to go somewhere, but the council won't let them. Mm-hmm. So both good points.
Both valid arguments.
Both good points, but Iron Man is right.
Iron Man's argument is wrong.
Well, no, you are. So we got to...
This is where I'm going with Iron Man.
Yep, go with Iron Man. Yep. We are in Cleveland, Kev.
Cleveland!
And we meet Zemo, who he's looking for a mission report from 1991, and this comes back a few times.
I was saying before about who's I said was a waste of character, Frank Grillo. Mm-hmm. This is the biggest waste of an MCU character ever in an MCU movie, Baron Zemo.
No.
In the comic books, he is a huge bad guy. He's like a legacy bad guy, and in this, he's reduced to nothing. You've got Daniel Bruhl, who is a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
And the whole thing about his character is nothing. He's like, I'm just here to try and push the plot along a little bit and give Black Panther something to do.
Not as bad as DC, but yeah.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Sorry.
I don't like what they did with Daniel Bruhl, because he's a fantastic actor and they just gave him nothing. And it upsets me.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's looking...
Where are we now?
We're back at the Avengers Tower, and they're still arguing about signing the Accords. Tony has a cool little line. We dropped a building on him while we were kicking ass. Mm-hmm. I like that line. It's a good line. Yeah. Cap gets a text, and Peggy Carter is dead.
Oh.
Cap is especially annoying in this scene.
Yeah.
Especially annoying in this scene.
So we find out that the woman from Winter Soldier, whose name I can't remember,
Sharon Carter.
That's the one.
Yep.
Is Peggy Carter's niece.
Stands to reason.
Didn't need that.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It gives them a connection, I suppose.
Didn't need it.
You're just completely against Cap in this movie. Anything to do with Cap?
Yeah, fuck him.
I'm against it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like this. I didn't see that the Cap and the girl, the blonde girl.
Yeah, Sharon.
Yeah, Sharon. She I didn't see that building up at all when that kiss came along. I was really surprised. I was shocked. I didn't see any chemistry whatsoever.
There's definitely no chemistry.
No, there's absolutely none.
Yeah, I thought she was going to slap him, but apparently they'd been looking at that for a while. I didn't see it.
And it's a little bit creepy.
Yeah, it's strange. While the other one's watching as well, right?
That's what makes it creepy.
So what's creepier? Yeah. What's creepier? This or Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman in episode 3?
Oh God! I'm not even allowed to talk about that. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that anymore.
we can talk about it, just not for long.
Those scenes, that thing's been banned now, hasn't it? Honestly, terrible stuff.
So Black Widow has gone to London to meet Cap to try and convince him. I assume it's London. Because it's not going to be anywhere else in the UK, is it?
Well, it's the only city in the UK.
It is the only city in the UK, yeah. This is an ongoing gripe, Chris.
Go on. Yes, I can see that.
Whenever the UK shows up in movies, it's London.
Which we don't mind, because London is a very nice city, but it's not the only city.
It's true.
Anyway,
but that's what they want to see. That's what the Americans want to see. They want to see those 4 or 5 buildings.
If you see the Gherkin, Tower of London,
Big Ben, okay.
Yeah, done.
I'm happy now.
It's
oh look, they're in England.
It's accurate now. Yeah,
it's like oh look, there's Buckingham Palace. They're in England.
That's it. They're in London.
They're in the whole of England.
It's either that or Sarah Peter.
London, UK.
Yeah. Anyway, so Cap still has been an awkward prick and he refuses to sign. We then cut to Vienna, where they are signing the Sokovia Accords, and we meet King and T'Challa.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's when we find out at that point when he's doing his speech that the bomb that Crossbones had was made of vibranium.
Yeah.
Again, I hadn't picked up on that before. No, wait a minute. Yeah, it's T'Challa is the guy who becomes king, and it's T'Challa who is killed. Yep. Spoilers. So there's an attack on the building, and King T'Chaka.
Black Panther is born at that moment.
Yeah. Yes. Bucky is identified as the attacker. So somehow at this point, it's the bombing has happened. It's the aftermath, taking place probably hours before, and we find out that Steve Rogers has Bruce Wayne'd himself from London to Vienna.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So then after that we cut to Bucharest.
Did that seriously not bother anyone else?
No, that's just you. That is literally just you.
I remember being.
I like to know where I am.
I remember being in the cinema the first time watching this movie, and the title card came up, and I went, "Whoa!" I was like, "At least I know where I am now."
Yeah, I like to know where we are at all times.
I can now imagine you like the nervous woman in Catherine Tate, where the titles come up and you go, "Ah!"
What was he like on that drive down to Blackside? Every sign. Just,
no. Yeah.
Kidderman Star. Awesome, man.
Every time the sat nav spoke. Anyway, okay, so Bucky's buying fruit. The Cap and Falcon have tracked him down, and the police aren't far behind. Are you okay there? Are you alright there, kid?
Just carry on.
Yes, so the police aren't far behind. Then we get an awesome staircase fight with Cap and Bucky against the cops. What do we think of this?
That scene is fantastic on the staircase. That is badass. I'd completely.
Yeah, that is cool, and that leads into that chase as well. Then.
Oh, is that the big chase when they go through the tunnels?
Yes.
And stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
Epic.
Before that, they sort of jump over the rooftops. We are introduced to Black Panther for the first time, so we get a little bit of Black Panther versus Bucky, and it is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, right now, this is where we
style as well. He's got fantastic.
Yeah, but Black Panther is just great.
Yeah,
he really is.
Character.
As soon as I saw this, I didn't know anything about the character of Black Panther, other than he was a panther.
No, I didn't know either. We'd seen a glimpse of him. We'd seen a glimpse by it beforehand, hadn't we?
Yeah.
Of their, and I was intrigued straight away with what they were going to do with it. So, but no, I'd never heard of Black Panther before they brought him back in recently.
It has to be like the one character when Civil War was coming up. I was like, okay, so he's a panther and he's going to wear.
And there's many angles they could have gone with that.
Yeah.
They could have tried to make him Americanized and over here as a kid that's suddenly been given the mantle. It was pretty much how they did in the end, but I'm glad they didn't do that.
Definitely.
Yeah, so then we get the scene, the tunnel scene where they're all running through the tunnel. Now, this for me is probably the shakiest bit of the movie because I don't think it looks great.
No,
because they're all the rest of the set piece is cool. They're on the bikes and all that and everything, but the bit where Bucky's running and the Black Panther's running after him and they're like running at super speed, that it doesn't. I think it looks like shit.
They're just really fast.
Yeah, but why? Why is Bucky super fast? Why is Black Panther super fast?
Because he's Black Panther.
No,
he drinks that juice that makes him Black Panther.
All right, okay, so I'll let you off with Black Panther. But why is Bucky super fast?
It all falls apart.
Exactly.
But like Bucky's not got superpowers. He's got a metal arm.
Well, arguing about guys in spandex.
Well, yeah, but still, you have to think about it. I just think it looks like crap. I really do. I don't think it looks good.
The moment that sticks out for me is the whole sort of stop with the claws in the ground.
Yeah,
and that's just fucking awesome. I thought, the way he sort of bounces off the ceiling, knocks the concrete off. That was cool. The bike movement's never really realistic with these because the tunnel coming out the back, that whole, and I just think that whole bit where they stop and just sort of give up is a bit silly though. They could all completely bound out of there in about a moment, and they just decide to just stand still and stay there for the police.
It's that Deadpool moment again, isn't it? We better stop, otherwise the plot will not go any forward.
So they are arrested by Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle. Your Highness.
You do not want that.
Your Majesty.
You don't want that at all, do you?
No. It's not who you want to be arrested by, not at all. No. So where does that lead with? Bucky's being captured.
They've all been arrested, they've all been captured. They are on the way to, I think it's the UN, but I'm not entirely sure because it doesn't tell us.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't scream at us.
That is upsetting. But before that, we get a shot or a scene where Vision is making paprikash. Fuck off with this shit.
That is the one thing. I mean, there's a couple of things you could drop from this movie, but
that whole bit of her being locked away.
Yeah, you don't need that storyline. You don't need Vision and her making bait together. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
It's bad. It's really bad. And you spoke about
a bit creepy.
Yeah,
very creepy.
You spoke about the chemistry between Sharon, what's her name, and Steve Rogers. There's even less with these two. Mm-hmm. They're supposed to, I guess, have a relationship.
He's a robot, though, isn't he?
Nobody told me though about this relationship. Where did this?
Well, yeah. I mean, it came about out of nowhere as bloody Black Widow and Hulk.
Yeah. Oh God, don't get me started.
Oh God.
We don't need to.
Strange one. I kind of want something to happen there though. But go on.
You want to see what happens when he goes all Hulk?
Really angry, yeah. Go on.
Just right in the middle, he just turns Hulk.
Yeah.
Shit.
Just like not fully green, but
just a little bit.
Just semi-green
shape, yeah.
Okay, fucking hell.
Just enough to make it entertaining.
Yep. Right, so we cut back to like I say, they are being transported to the UN. Well, we're going to say the UN because why not? Bucky's been all Hannibal Lecter, he's locked away and stuff. And T'Challa, Cap, and Bucky are all sat in the van thing. And Charles got an awesome line here where they're talking about Bucky, and he's going, "As warrior and king, how long do you think you can keep your friends safe from me?" That's a cool line.
Pretty cool.
That is a cool line.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Then we meet Martin Freeman.
They look slightly more concerned than they should be. I mean, he's literally just run through a tunnel a little bit. You know, they've done
not all that realistically either.
Themselves. They're pretty lethal themselves, but they look quite concerned about this cat man.
Because they don't know him.
You know,
he
did stop really well with the claws, so that kind of freaked them
Do you think that's what it was? They were like, "Did you see the way he stopped with those claws?"
Yeah,
Damn.
That's pretty much all they've seen of him. But they say, when he says, "How long do you think you can protect me from your friends? Protect your friends from me?" So probably, quite a while, to be honest.
I'm not worried. You look like
Catwoman. It's taking a while
Catwoman.
to just get up to us on this road.
It's like, me and Iron Man are arguing quite a bit. However, there is still 8 of us.
Yeah, if you're not seeing us, we're pretty good. We can look after ourselves.
We meet Martin Freeman at this point with his American accent.
That terrible accent. Poor man.
Why do you think he's in this?
Because they wanted Benedict for Doctor Strange.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with Martin Freeman being in a Marvel movie. I don't know why they give an American accent, though. It's the UN, so you can have international people there.
And it's
I do like him. Maybe they needed that likeable character. But he would have been much more likeable if he'd been English and played himself
exactly.
a bit more.
Just like the stiff upper lip Brit working for the Americans.
Just play Tim. Just play Tim.
Just play Tim, aye.
Yeah, just play. Yeah.
Nice little.
Do the Vodafone. Martin Freeman would have been great.
I love it.
So at this point, we get the interaction between Tony and Cap. We find out that Tony and Pepper have split up because Tony didn't want to stop being Iron Man.
Even though he pretty much said at the end of Iron Man 3 that, I'm giving up Iron Man.
But then he said, well, I couldn't stop. So
I feel like she knew what she was getting into.
Yeah.
They couldn't get her in this movie.
Plus, at the end of the day, she was the one that took down his last villain, so really she's better than him at this point.
Yeah.
Shut up.
CrossFit Pepper.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the biggest mistakes ever, putting her in a suit, right?
Isn't it? Oh, thank you. There you go.
Well, to be fair, I only say that to annoy you. So
you heard it first here, ladies and gentlemen. He does it just to annoy me.
But the American flag on Cheadle one was... Oh, anyway.
Yeah, so... Well, I mean, I actually quite like this little interaction. I mean, there's some good lines in there. Cat pisses me off, but there are some good lines in there. There's a moment where Cap mentions his dad. Mm-hmm. Tony goes, oh, really? You two knew each other? You never mentioned that. And Tony says to Cap, God, I hated you. That's a cool little line. Then we get the.
That's obviously that's a big strong thing they've got between these two. I know they've got this sort of so they're trying to get Cap and Iron Man to riff, but Chris Evans isn't nowhere near the level of Robert Downey Jr. That as an actor. I'm telling you, I'm not asking you. I'm telling you.
Well, you know better than us, so.
I promise you, okay. As an actor, he never gives it to him.
Zemo triggers Bucky. Bucky escapes, and then Bucky throws Cap down an elevator shaft, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
Tony and Black Widow are chasing after Bucky, and there's an awesome moment with Tony's hand blaster, sonic blaster thingy, which is awesome. I want one. We get the line, which I think is hopefully going to come back in the MCU, is when Black Widow says to him, "Don't you at least recognise me?" to Bucky.
Yeah, because they had that thing in was it earlier on Winter Soldier, when she's on about the fact that he shot her back in the day. That's how
that feels a little bit forced in as well. I don't care enough about that past Winter Soldier story with him. I know they did the full thing with him, but it's still quite weak, isn't it? It's still prizing that in there for that part of the story, I think.
It kind of doesn't make any difference, the fact that he once shot her, and it's like, why throw that in there? We know he's got a past. We're okay with it. Why throw her in there?
Exactly. That's what he did. You You either hold him responsible or you don't.
Cap doesn't, though, because Cap loves him.
Cap does love him. So Bucky tries to escape by chopper, but Cap catches hold of the chopper and holds on to the chopper. We see the manliest muscles that ever muscled.
They are pretty good
They
muscles.
are manly muscles. They very, very are. So the chopper falls into an unbelievably deep ornamental water thing. And Cap fishes the unconscious Bucky out of the water.
Is it that unbelievable?
It's unbelievable.
Okay.
It's fucking about 20 feet deep.
You've got problems with this too, but this is the best one.
This is one of the best ones, yeah.
I've never noticed that before. When I was watching it, I was like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, so then we get the end scene, the end credits scene from Ant-Man, where Bucky's got his arm in the thingy, and Falcon, Chris's mate, says, I know a guy.
Yeah, and then they go and get Tic Tac.
They do. Oh, shite.
So, unfortunately, we lost Kris for a moment. So hopefully we'll get him back and we will finish up. But we're just going to carry on. Anyway.
Yeah, we'll just carry on because it's only
that is what we do. We are professional as fuck.
We are as professional as fuck. Well, we've only got like 1 bar left on the batteries, so we'd better just crack on. We have been trying to get Kris back, but bloody Wi-Fi.
If he comes back, he comes back.
Yep, see what happens. Okay, so where were we up to? So Bucky tells us that he wasn't the only Winter Soldier, which would have been awesome.
It would have been.
We get a flashback to 1991 again, and they're using the blue gloop from the car to make super soldiers. And then we get a little glimpse of how bloody badass they are, which is a shame, because as we will find out. General Ross gives Tony 36 hours to bring Cap in. Cap and Black Widow have a little moment. Not Cap, fuck off, Kris. Tony and Black Widow have a moment. Tony says it'd be great if we had a Hulk right now, and she goes, "You really think he'd be on our side?" I like that line. I like that line. Well, she's there. So
is that not like when Gal Gadot says, you know, you better hope you're not the first thing he sees when you bring him back?
Fuck that. Then we are introduced to Peter the fuck Parker.
In
Queens! So we see Tony chatting up Aunt May, which is awesome. Yep, key. And then we get an awesome interaction between Tony and Peter in Peter's bedroom. It's fucking great. It really is great. So Tony is taking Peter. He's giving him an upgrade of the Spidey suit, and he's taking him to Germany.
Germany!
That's not a city, though.
No,
that's a country, isn't it? So, come on now. And then we go back to bloody Avengers HQ again. Barton is there to rescue Scarlet Witch.
Yep.
There's a cool moment with her in this scene where she takes Vision down.
Yeah, when she's
it's
right
pretty
through
badass.
The floor
it is
into
pretty
the
badass,
core.
We see a glimpse of the Wakandan badassness when the warrior woman says to Black Widow, "Move or you will be moved."
Yep.
And Black Widow just gets a sort of bring it on smile on her face.
I think by that point they didn't have Michonne.
No. I was actually wondering, like, as they were going into that scene, because I remember it, but then I didn't realise it was Michonne in there when we watched Black Panther. So I wonder if they actually have her, but it wasn't.
No.
So it doesn't matter.
Random Wakandan.
Yes, exactly. Then we get the build up to the big airport scene where we introduced to Scott Lang, who's been brought by Barton. And then, fuck me, this set piece is amazing.
Yeah, it's good. I'm still not like. I loved it in the cinema the first time, but every time I've watched it since, I'm just not into it as I was back then.
Yeah. Okay.
There's too much going on, which is a good thing. It's good to have a lot of things going on, but there's too much going on, and there's like pairings that I'm just not that fussed about, like Falcon and Bucky running around together.
Like, taking on Spidey
doesn't bother me. I'm not that fussed about that.
Yeah, I think that's all about Spidey, that scene, though, isn't it?
But then everybody's getting their moment.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, that's just all about giving Spider-Man some screen time, which is nothing wrong with that. So we get an awesome Spider-Man intro where he gets Cap's shield, which is cool. And then, Spider-Man versus Barnes and Falcon is great. The line, Falcon's line, I don't know if you've ever been in a fight before, but there's usually not this much talking. It's pretty good. The bit where Spidey takes them both down and, thingies them to the ground. And then Bucky, Falcon's bot thing takes out Spider-Man. Bucky goes to Falcon. You couldn't have done that earlier, and I hate you. That's a cool moment. It's a funny little moment. Cap versus Black Panther is great. Scarlet Witch bringing down the cars on top of Iron Man is great as well.
Major Luke.
Yeah. We get the face-off, which isn't as epic as the comic book, but it was never going to be. Come on. But it is still badass. The bit where they all charge each other is fucking cool. It really is. Spider-Man.
You can't realise in that scene how overpowered Iron Man's group is. Because he has, all the supers, and Cap has, the leftovers, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the dross.
The people you don't really want in your team, anyway.
Yeah, the ones you pick last. Yeah, bless.
It's a shame.
I could feel that. I was always picked last for Jim, so,
Understandably.
Well, fuck yourself. Spidey has an awesome line about Cap's shield where he goes, that thing does not obey the laws of physics at all. That's a cool line.
Yeah, it is.
It's just Spider-Man. He's awesome. He's awesome, bless him. We got some Spider-Man versus Cap, which is cool. And then we get...
I do like their little interaction. Where you from, kid? Brooklyn, Queens.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Ant-Man, giant Ant-Man.
Yeah, I'm still not into that. It looks horrendous.
Spider-Man saying, has anybody seen that really old movie, Empire Strikes Back?
Fuck that.
Yeah, millennial cunt. Barton to Black Panther. It's a little bit too far, wasn't it?
It was.
Barton to Black Panther. We haven't met yet. I'm Clint. I don't care.
That is pretty
That's cool.
Yeah.
So Black Widow realises that Cap isn't going to quit, and so she helps him escape by taking down... She incapacitates Black Panther with some...
stupid face
force lightning.
Yeah.
Rhodey's trying to catch the Quinjet in a moment that that annoys both of us very, very much. I'm sure that Chris would agree. The Quinjet is being chased by Rhodey, who is being chased by Falcon. Vision tries to shoot Falcon, misses, and takes out Rhodey instead. Yeah. Bleh.
And unfortunately, Rhodey doesn't die.
He doesn't die. No, he doesn't. But he fucking well should have.
Unfortunately.
He should have. There's a dark Tony moment here where Falcon lands and he's kind of... He's going up and he apologises and Tony just basically shoots him.
Because he's an arsehole.
Which is cool. Falcon should have died there.
Because he's an arsehole.
Yeah. He's not an arsehole. You're an arsehole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this whole scene has been about Cap and all of the guys on Cap's side trying to escape to get to the other Winter Soldiers before Zemo can revive them. Mm-hmm. But that is completely just thrown out the window in about 2 scenes' time.
Yeah, because
as
Zemo does what they want to do.
Find out. Yeah. So Black Widow is now wanted. So we'll see how that goes. Because I don't think we've not seen her since, have we?
No.
So Tony finds out because he goes to the Camino prison, and he finds out that basically Zemo has been setting up the entire thing.
Yeah.
Zemo arrives at the Winter Soldier base, where he finds the frozen soldiers.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's going to do.
He's going to release them and set them upon the Avengers.
Yes, that would be an awesome plan.
Yep.
That would be so badass. That would be up there with Simon Phoenix.
Wouldn't it?
Getting Jesse the Body Ventura out of Carbon.
Exactly.
That's so many references in one
Demolition Man
sentence.
reference.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
You're firing on
I fucking am, aren't I? Yeah. So as I say, Tony's on the way to Camino. Another one for you. Mm-hmm. In this bit we actually get a nice callback, I think, to the graphic novel. There's a moment in the graphic novel where Daredevil was actually being carried away to the prison, and he calls Tony a fucking traitor and all that kind of thing. And there's a good little moment with Barton having a go at Tony, because obviously we don't have Daredevil. There's a cool moment with Scott Lang where he says to Tony, Hank Pym always says Hank Pym always says you never can trust a Stark. And Tony goes, sorry, who are you?
Yep.
And then Scott Lang goes, oh, come on, man.
Valid response.
Yeah.
Because he's never met him.
He's never seen him before. But it's just the typical Tony Stark thing to see. So then Tony finds out where Cap is headed. We get a nice moment in the chopper where Tony suits up and drops out the bottom of the chopper.
This is also the point of the movie when Tony realises that he was wrong all along. Yeah. Making him the bad guy of the movie.
But Cap was also wrong all along.
No, he wasn't.
Well, he was.
He wasn't.
Well, he was.
Although Tony will change his mind in about 2 minutes.
Cap and Bucky arrive at the base. Now, there's a little bit of dialogue here that was shit. Just as they're about to get off the Quinjet, and then Cap starts a whole fucking monologue. Remember the time when we went out with these two women and blah 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 blah. Fuck off, mate.
I don't mind it.
No, shite.
I don't mind it.
Shite.
Cap and Bucky reminiscing.
You didn't do anything with those two women. You went home together.
Well, he was skinny Steve Rogers at the time. So.
Yeah. So they're met by Tony, who wants to make peace with Cap.
But
and work together. Tony to Bucky.
To take on the Winter Soldiers.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, exactly, because that is still the plot.
Yeah, that's still the plot of this movie.
Because it makes perfect sense. So Tony to Bucky, when he's still pointing the gun at him, and he goes, hey, Manchurian candidate, you're killing me here. That's a cool little line as well. Black Panther's followed them to the place. Zemo has killed the Winter Soldiers. And that sucks a big fat donkey cock.
It certainly does.
Yes, it does. It does.
And Black Panther followed them there for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
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 Because he does nothing in this scene. Much like Baron von Zemo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I mean, the thing is, right, so there's a line here. Zemo says to the event, Cap and all that, Sokovia was a failed state long before you blew it to hell. Now, does nobody remember in these movies? We've got it from earlier in Civil War. We've got it from other movies as well. Does nobody remember the big bads?
No.
Nobody remembers the Chitauri. No one remembers Ultron. No one remembers Loki. No one remembers bloody Robert Redford.
No.
I mean, fuck's sake. It wasn't their fault.
But it was.
Well, no, it wasn't. So then we get Tony has shown the video of Bucky killing his mum and dad, and holy crap, this is dark.
Yeah, it
this is some really dark stuff. And Tony says to Cap, "Did you know?" And that's a great moment.
It's very
between these two characters. Tony looks absolutely devastated that Cap knew.
Yeah,
and it's terrific. It's a great bit of acting.
My thing about that scene is that I always tend to think of Reservoir Dogs when he's got the gun pointing at his dad at the end, and Chris Penn keeps going, stop pointing that gun at my dad, stop pointing that gun at my dad. It's like, he's my dad, he's dead, did you know, stop pointing that gun at my dad.
Impressive.
I think he's pretty whiny in that scene. But you're right, it's terrific. Chris looks like he's going to have one more go. We'll catch him up on the plot real quick, and we kind of kept on going with the plot. So quickly jump in on some of the big points, see if we can get some of Chris's responses, and then we'll crack on from there.
Don't hit me with too much. I didn't know you were going to do it scene by scene. You killed me.
I know, man. Chris goes very in depth with his notes.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But if I know, I've seen Gladiator 1 million times. I doubt I could do that with this. I could do this with that movie. Go on.
Right. So big plot point: the introduction of Spider-Man in the Queen scene when he meets Aunt May. So you're a big Spider-Man fan. You've mentioned a few times about Tom Holland. Fan. So that scene, how do you like that scene when we first get to meet you?
Okay, the whole introduction of Spider-Man, I think, was brilliantly done.
Yeah.
I'm always been in favour of the Tom Holland casting. I think he's fantastic. I definitely think he's the best Spider-Man that we've seen.
Yep.
quite happily put my hat on that one. I'm not sure about the Aunt May casting, but maybe they just needed her to be attractive to Robert Downey Jr. in this one. Also, I do like her as an actress, fantastic actress, but not sure about the Aunt May being, but maybe that's because he's so young in this. But yeah, it worked for me. He's fantastic, and the whole introduction of him, that whole playful side, works a lot better for me than Garfield. Maguire was a bit too goofy for me. He's just perfect for this role. He's my Spider-Man, which is strange when we've probably seen so many different depictions of him at this point. But I love him, and I love. There you go. They want to build a relationship. Look at the relationship there straight away between Robert Downey Jr. and him.
Yeah.
That was brilliant. That could have been creepy as hell in that room, and some people might say it was, but I don't think it was him being in that bedroom. With
No,
him.
I don't think it was at all.
I thought it was brilliantly done.
He's like he's like Uncle Ben to Luke, kind of that kind of role. Like, it's fantastic.
He's his Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah, definitely. It's just fantastic the way they gelled straight away, and I think that's obviously. There you go. There's the difference between two good actors in the room together. That's for me. Nothing against some of the others, but a lot of them might be in for the physical prowess and the commitment to 8 films. The fact they probably got Robert Downey Jr. when he was at a lower point takes nothing away from the fact he's an amazing actor.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He really is. And Tom Holland, I tell you watch what that lad does. Watch what that lad does over the next 5-10 years.
Oh, definitely.
To have them been together in the room is no surprise that they would gel like that.
And then to jump forward from there is the big battle in the airport. We've mentioned it a couple of times already. How do you feel about this? Any particular points in this scene that you love, or?
I think that's one of the best scenes that they've filmed in Avengers. I think the whole. I like the fact that you haven't have to destroy a city to do it as well. It's more sensible. It was believable. Each character does what each character should do. All those backstories all come together at one point. I think there. The battle with Black Widow as well. That works for me. She's committed to Iron Man, but to a point.
She does kind of flip on a dime.
Well, yeah.
To a point there, but she wants to do that. There's a few ones that I'm surprised, but there's no surprise that War Machine is going the corporate way, with the big man. But I think it's perhaps a strange one. I forget the guy, the bow and arrow.
Hawkeye.
Him coming in and going on that side, probably due to his relationship with Wanda, but I wouldn't have thought he would have been on the side of the man.
That is a bit of a strange one when you think about it. But then
I think it's because he's got his family, so he wouldn't want his identity being known.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah,
everybody knows it anyway, don't they? So he's not got a mask.
I love the interaction with Captain America and Spider-Man. I love that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we mentioned that before. That is a great little moment there. Where you from, kid? I think my only problem in that whole scene, and we quickly glossed over it before, is the Ant-Man doing the gigantic thing. I just think it looks really pants.
Okay, so we cut out, as we've probably explained to anybody listening, that we cut out quite a bit tonight. So I've never seen Ant-Man.
No.
You should watch it. It's good.
Probably the only one I haven't seen, and it's partly due to the fact that I love Paul Rudd.
Mm-hmm.
I know nothing about Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And I was confused by it. So I saw him. This was his introduction to my introduction to Ant-Man, and it was a bit silly, but it works because of who he's surrounded by. When I watched it, you saw it as, I bet this is huge. I bet this is massive to some people that have watched Ant-Man that he's in this. So I was okay with it. I love the moment with Winter Soldier and Spider-Man, the metal arm. I love that moment. That's just the way he handles them all. I just think it's fantastic. He's starstruck. It's just perfect. His introduction as he lands. There's no surprise they use that in the trailer for the build-up for him and whatnot, because it's brilliant. It's a great line.
And then we'll jump ahead to pretty much where we were how do you feel about Baron von Zemo's ultimate plan of the whole movie, which was to kill the Winter Soldiers and not use them as an army, which is what we thought.
Well, it felt like it was a little bit of a lazy story writing.
Doesn't it?
It felt like, yeah.
Because we really
it
thought...
felt like I had 3 or 4 options and chose the wrong one there, I feel.
Because we really thought that coming up to this movie and all that, and when you're getting that whole plot that he's trying to find out where these other Winter Soldiers are, it's like the whole movie, you're thinking that his whole thing is that he's going to use these Winter Soldiers to then destroy the Avengers, and then it's like, no, he's just going to put a bullet in each of their heads, and it's like, why?
Well, obviously they wanted the personal fight between Cap, Bucky, and Iron Man. They wanted that as the end of their movie, which is fine. But
you could have done it with the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. That would have been amazing. That fight would. I
think that's the finale we were kind of waiting for.
Yeah, I was expecting Black Panther, Bucky, Cap, and Iron Man have to team up to take on the Winter Soldiers.
Yeah.
That's the epic end of your movie. But
well, that's why they're kept out of sight for so long. I thought, you're building these guys up for what? Yeah, very strange. Yeah.
But there you go. So, Tony finds out that Bucky killed his mum and dad.
Yeah.
And that Captain America knew. So then we get Iron Man versus Cap versus Bucky, and this is the big finale of our movie.
Big time.
Yeah, so what do we think about this fight?
We joke about this with them, but this is probably... They're really stretching here with this. It's why is there... Have they explained to me why their relationship is so strong?
Well, they went into war together. They grew up together.
Yeah, it is a strange one. Like how?
Look, what I mean is, as I say, but he, I just no.
I think that's it. They just, they grew up together. Bucky knew.
But Bucky's shown none of that loyalty to him. I don't feel.
No, you're right. He hasn't.
On Captain America's side, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it is a
it's very strange. It seems like it's a one-sided relationship a little bit.
Oh, big time.
I don't know.
I didn't want to say what I was going to say.
It's maybe because he's the only connection to his past again, because Peggy Carter's dead.
Yeah,
could be something to do with that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just lost his only guy. Yeah, I get that side. That is his only connection. But I mean, he's definitely the smaller spoon.
Yeah. Yes.
Definitely does. You know what? We've gone hard at these Brokeback Mountain jumps tonight.
We certainly have. So there's an awesome line with Cap and Tony where Cap says, "This isn't going to change what happened." And Tony goes, "I don't care, he killed my mum," which is a great line.
It is, but it's...
Oh, fuck off, guy.
It's just... It's that whole, you killed my dad.
I lost you just before that. I missed just what you said.
The line, "I don't care, he killed my mum."
Oh, yeah, great.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, I just like the line, and Kev's being pissy about it.
I don't think the line is that great. But his delivery, Robert Downey Jr.'s delivery... Yeah, it makes it a great line.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. We'll leave it at that.
I reckon there's a lot of lines that Downey Jr. has probably read and cringed his hell out of, and sat and worked out a good way of saying them.
He is a top-notch actor. We've said it all along. Like I'm a big fan of Downey Jr. He can turn crap into gold. To be honest,
there's also the one that was in the trailer. "He's my friend, so was I."
Yeah,
that's another great line.
Yeah.
I
was going to say there's no surprise that the Iron Man series was such a success. It's all down to him.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
To be fair, the whole MCU's down to him. So.
He built it, didn't he?
Pretty much.
And Joss Whedon. We get the beautiful shot, the iconic shot of Iron Man shooting Cap's shield, which is gorgeous. Then we see, they do their thing, and T'Challa and Zemo start talking.
Yeah.
And so what do we think about this scene?
I'm not fussed with it. By this point, neither of those characters needs to be there.
Agreed.
So.
Agreed. Yeah, I agree. I do. And T'Challa has a line, or Black Panther, or whatever you want to say, has a line. The living are not done with you yet, as he tries to commit suicide, which is fine. But yeah, I agree with you, Kev. That scene with those two doesn't need to be in the movie.
Yeah.
So we get a call back during the fight where Cap is getting his ass kicked, and he says, "I could do this all day."
Yeah.
Yep. Cap defeats Tony and leaves his shield behind. And he
almost kills him.
He buggers off out of it. Yeah. Zemo's locked up. Tony's at Avengers HQ. The Vision is in geography teacher mode again. Rory's in rehab. Stan Lee cameo of the movie. Are you Tony Stank? That's a good cameo, no?
Stanley.
Yeah. It's better than was it Ant-Man where it was? There was one that we spoke about recently where his cameo was basically just a throwaway.
Oh, the cameo when he's in the story at the end.
That's Ant-Man. Yeah, it's Ant-Man. So Tony has a flip phone to call Cap in the case of emergency. Tony has a flip phone to call Cap in case of emergency, which obviously going to do in Infinity War, and then Cap rescues the rest of the Avengers from Camino. That's our movie.
That is our movie.
That's our goddamn movie. First end credit scene is Bucky and Cap in Wakanda. Bucky is getting frozen again until they can remove the trigger shit. Second end credits is Peter Parker with a black eye and Aunt May saying, "Who hit you?" And he says his name is Steve. That's it. Dan Push, Captain America Civil War. Oh. Yeah, so that is Captain America Civil War. Let's wrap this up.
Wait, 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Let's not wrap this up. Top 5.
Let's get your top 5. And again, Chris, thank you so much for coming on and doing this with us.
We'll do a proper one. We'll do a proper one with soon about everything. So I'll get some internet and we'll get a laptop going. My number 5, Iron Man.
Cool.
Number 4, Winter Soldier. Just because, I thought it was an important. I have problems with that relationship, whatever. Black Panther, number 3.
Nice.
Civil War, number 2.
Nice.
And then Homecoming.
Nice. I'm happy with that. I think Homecoming was my number 2 because of Avengers Assemble.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I was going to go Assemble on 4. I crossed it out with Winter Soldier purely because I just thought just thought it was the best one. I was going to have Assemble as 4, but I went Winter Soldier. My son thought he was a great character, and it's one of his favourites as well. So I think Homecoming, definitely my favourite. Loved it. Loved everything about it.
Good call.
That's a good call. It's a good shout.
Really looking forward to the second one there.
Yeah, definitely. I want to see Kraven the Hunter in there.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got. If they dare doing Green Goblin again, I'll be furious.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen enough of that shit. Get Kraven in there. That would be a good story.
So, Chris, thank you so much for coming on.
No worries at all.
Can't wait to actually get you on to talk about Blacksite.
Well, I'm in Scotland in the summer, for a week, so I'll come and sit in the studio with you.
Good man.
Nice.
Good man.
Nice.
I mean, technically we're not in Scotland, but close enough.
It wants to be Scotland. We'll not get that's not for here. We'll not get into that.
So guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Always great to speak to you.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Been, and if anything, when the screen has frozen, we've had a nice face to look at. So
yes.
To see you again soon.
You will do, my friend. You will
definitely.
do. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this.
Thanks for all your support. You're both great. Thank you very much.
We try to be.
We do.
See you next time.
All right, buddy. Bless him.
So that number 4 was Winter Soldier, because I think it froze a little bit.
Yeah.
But Winter Soldier in another top 5.
Yeah, I'm happy with Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I'm very, very, very pleased that it's because it hasn't made the top of anyone's list yet. So
it's not the top of the top. No,
but that's good. Good.
Yep.
But we will be back for the next Road to Infinity Wars, which is, as we said before, Doctor Strange with the Hobie Boys.
Nobody's going to listen to that.
Chris, we are on the home stretch.
We bloody well are.
I was working it out today. We only have 5 of these episodes left to do.
So that's another 5 weeks to go.
Actually, that's 4 now.
4 weeks to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get the Infinity War tickets booked.
Yeah, we certainly do.
Yeah.
So we have got Doctor Strange, which is with the Hobie Boys. We have got Guardians, which is with Mike Beckingham.
That's a good. Who are we getting on for Infinity War? And Toby.
Oh no, we're not getting Toby. Toby is not coming back on. And then, well, actually, he's going to record a special little message for us because I don't know if you know this, but he loves Thor Ragnarok.
I did not know that. I don't think I've heard him mention that.
And he was devastated that we didn't actually invite him back on for Ragnarok. So he has
been on
decided
twice.
he's going to send us a nice little message for Thor. So that'll be a mess. That'll probably take up like 3/4 of the episode.
It'll be fine.
It will be. And incidentally, Thor Ragnarok, that episode is going to be with Daniel Farrand,
Yep.
the man behind Untold. And before that, though, what else is there?
It's
Black Panther.
Black Panther.
With
Yes,
the Damp Knight
Doctor
guys.
Strange, Guardians 2, Thor, Black Panther.
And Spidey.
Oh shit, yeah.
With the Jock and Nerd.
I forgot about that
If
one.
that's still happening, we might just... I don't want to talk to Tony. So yeah, anyway.
Get him round on.
Get him random. But anyway, thank you guys for listening. This is going to be an absolute ball ache to edit, and I cannot wait.
It'll be fine.
So this episode will probably be like a week late, just through editing.
No. Just upload it as is.
As is, no. And we will be back shortly. Listen to the regular schmegular through the meantime, and see you next time.
Yeah!